Good day, my lovely viewers. My name is Angelo. This is Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. How have we been? Well, this is the Yuletide period, and of course, the Christmas period is over. Of course, not just the period, but the Christmas day specifically is over. And as we continue to mark the Yuletide period, of course, I would urge us all to be law-abiding citizens of the country and always stay by, you know, our own principles, of course, especially principles guiding our environment because safety is the best. Thanks for joining us. All right. Now, I will be speaking specifically today on the looting, the looting and the fraudulence or the money laundering that has taken place in the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu over time. All right. Now, what am I trying to say? Over time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government has been somewhat, let's say, very rocky. Going up and down with, you know, with lots of bombs and lots of potholes, political potholes to be very, very precise. All right. So if you'd compare and contrast, there was something that happened sometime during the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Maybe at this point in time, Nigerians would miss President Muhammadu Buhari because his administration has proven to be, let's say, better, a kind of, not like it was the best, but better than the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in just few months, maybe 8 months, just 8 months, right? The former administration of Buhari seems to be, maybe let's say, more accountable, yes, or more transparent than this, though he took 8 years to make us believe in that, but this is just 8 months and we are seeing hell. All right. Now, the looting under former President Muhammadu Buhari seems to be child's play. It seems to be a joke. It seems to be an elementary money laundering activity compared to what is happening now in the present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me tell you something. In just 8 months in office, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his cabinet have looted allegedly over 2 trillion naira in cash and in documents. Are you shocked? Don't be shocked. Yes, in all his journeys, all his meetings going outside the country, a summit in India, that in Paris, the one in Saudi Arabia, the one in the United Arab Emirates, and all that, millions and billions of naira, ranging to trillions of Nigerian naira, has gone down the drain. Okay, he is not alone in this. His wife, Remi Tinubu, is a big cohort. Is a big partaker in this looting. Okay, in this looting activity. All right. His son, Sheyi Tinubu, is a very, very let me say, he's a major shareholder in this looting activity. His chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, is also present in this. All right. So he has surrounded himself with cronies, and as such, will be exposing and comparing and contrasting the two administrations of the APC. Don't forget, they are all from the same party. We'll be contrasting the APC and the other APC of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Let us see how much. But the truth is, in just 8 months in office, Bola Tinubu and his cohorts have allegedly looted over 2 trillion naira. In the year 2020, there was an expose and secret file that emerged from the State House under the former administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, where the late Issa Funtua and the former erstwhile Central Bank of Nigeria governor, Godwin Emefiele, allegedly took over Keystone Bank, Nine Mobile, and other institutions, including the involvement of Teleology and Co. This particular update was called fake news, though there was a scintilla of truth in this update. Today, in the present government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is a large comparison between the cohorts and cabinet members that exist in this administration to those who existed in the former administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. What is new coming from the State House is that in the last 7 months of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, over 2 trillion naira has allegedly been looted. This is not like that of the primitive looting under the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. This could be seen as institutional looting, a class of looting and fraudulent activities that has never been seen before in the history of Nigeria's democracy, where cronies spread across different agencies of government make returns to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who happens to be the ringleader. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has allegedly cornered 4 oil blocks to himself using Oando PLC fronted by Wale Tinubu, who happens to be a relation of the president. This is aside the midnight sharing of returned loots by members of the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari's government. Under Bola Tinubu's government, we could compare few people who exist now to those that existed during the former government of President Muhammadu Buhari. Thus, Femi Gbajabiamila, who is the chief of staff, could be compared to Issa Funtua and Abba Kyari during the former administration of Buhari. The First Lady, Remi Tinubu, has allegedly been exposed to be 4 times more pragmatic than Aisha Buhari, who was seen as a tyrant. Sheyi Tinubu, who is the son of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, allegedly could be compared to both Mamman Daura and Abubakar Malami in the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. These people have cronies spread across ministries and agencies of government as ministers or heads of agencies. In fact, an exposé coming out from Aso Rock says Sheyi Tinubu allegedly has 5 ministers whom he actually gave slots to be named ministers. These people are actually answerable to him, not his father. So it's no longer news. You could compare Remi Tinubu to Aisha Buhari. Of course, she's like 4 times more dubious and more involved in money laundering compared to Aisha. Aisha has never been in government, all right? Remi Tinubu has been in government for the past number of years, so she knows the pros and cons. She knows all the strategy that could be used to launder money. That is why her own case is different, all right? Sheyi Tinubu, wow, whoa. I think Sheyi Tinubu, I think we shouldn't even compare Sheyi Tinubu to maybe to Malami or anybody. We should compare Sheyi Tinubu to Sabiu Tunde Yusuf. Yes, the cousin of former President Muhammadu Buhari. He's like the Sabiu Tunde Yusuf of this administration. Don't forget, I exposed a few days ago that Sabiu Tunde was the same person that was responsible backstage. He was responsible for the Naira redesign. Everybody was calling out President Muhammadu Buhari. Everybody was calling out Godwin Emefiele. But the brain behind the redesign of the Naira was Sabiu Tunde Yusuf. Do you know where he is now? He's in US. He's cooling off in one of the foreign parastatals that is linked to Nigeria there. Okay, the rich become richer, the poor become poorer. That is the democracy in Nigeria, all right? So, comparing Sheyi Tinubu, or comparing Remi Tinubu, I beg your pardon, Senator Remi Tinubu, to be very, very precise, to Aisha Buhari, that is one. Comparing Femi Gbajabiamila to late Abba Kyari and late Issa Funtua, two. Well, it's so unfortunate that they are dead, but it doesn't mean we should sweep off whatever they did in the background, okay? Then comparing Sheyi Tinubu to Malami, who was the former AGN, the Accountant General, and then comparing him to Sabiu Tunde Yusuf. These cronies and these people have also taken time in looting Nigeria's funds over a long period of time. Okay, 8 months and 2 trillion is gone down the drain. How? I think they should be accountable. There is no proof whatsoever for them to show us that the next 4 years will be profitable for Nigerians. Thus, I think we are calling them out, because this is official right now, calling them out to please be accountable. Don't just put people in ministries. We've seen Dele Henry Alake coming to form as if he, okay, fine, you are the Minister of Mineral Resources and all that, and then you are the chairman of the Bola Tinubu's administration on palliative, and and then you're coming to act as a lord. It doesn't happen like that. Lots of ministers under his administration are looting money. Sheyi Tinubu allegedly has 5 ministerial nominees in the ministerial list that are answerable to him. Then how will they do the biddings of the president and be answerable to the welfare of Nigerians? Okay, so we will not talk much on that, but I will continue to call on the Bola Tinubu government to do the needful. Our refineries were allegedly said to work between 1st December and now, But we heard that the refinery in Port Harcourt has allegedly got materials to start working, but we've not seen anything yet. Okay, lies and lies and lies, corrupt practices in this government. But that is that. Now, secondly, I want to speak on something very important. Now, over time, there has been subsidy. Okay, there was an alleged plan to bring on subsidy to subsidize the fuel pump price. How? It has been a way where the NNPC and other people in the administration have looted funds countless times. All right, Bola Tinubu on 29 or on the day of his inauguration, 12th of June, removed the fuel subsidy. That means he was trying to kick off corruption. Right now, over time, this December period, he brought a plan and said he wants the transport companies in Nigeria to subsidize transportation to be like a form of welfare introduction for Nigerians. Okay, slashing the transport fare for the Yuletide period in half. Okay, now it has not been obeyed because people bringing or sources coming from Nigeria saying that transport fares are still on the rise. Okay, and that means Bola Tinubu lied to Nigerians. Okay, now I have somebody who actually came for an interview, Dr. Nemeka Obiareri. Dr. Nemeka is of the opinion he's a development and policy analyst. Okay, now Dr. Nemeka seems to be one of the members of the committee who allegedly profiled a solution to this transportation subsidy issue. All right, now subsidy has not been transparently conditioned and orchestrated. Okay, now another opportunity for lots of cronies in Bola Tinubu's government to launder funds. That is this transportation subsidy. How? They are going to use their own strategy, collect money, steal money, and then tell us that they subsidize transport. Okay? Why not go by what Dr. Nemeka is saying? Produce 18-seater buses for how many local governments in Nigeria? They are not much. Produce these 18-seater buses for them to convey people from their localities, from their locations to their localities. That is perfect. So I'm going to let you with Dr. Nemeka Obiareri. He is actually vast in what he does. So listen to him so we'll talk more. Stay tuned.
Dr. Bati, this is a form of subsidy. Subsidy for how many days? Give or take 10 days out of 365 days. I am not a believer in unstructured subsidy schemes that are not transparently structured and executed. Dr. Bati, if you look back, the average transport from Lagos to Onitsha today is about 45,000 Naira, up by almost about 200% from what it used to be from January to November. And of course, for somebody who used to pay 15,000 to make a trip or 20,000, now paying 45, 50,000, and you are giving him 50% subsidy. The same, what he's actually paying is actually more than what he's really supposed to pay. And what is the income level here in Nigeria? Just 11 days. And how do we even regulate and be sure and ensure that, okay, count how many people enjoy the lodges, how was the payment made, and all the rest of it? Dr. Bachi, I will tell you this. This is another opportunity for, just like we had during the subsidy of petroleum sector, for some unscrupulous element in the public sector, inflate the numbers, do whatever games they would do with transport operators, and then make away with massive loot from Nigerian treasury. I'm so saddened by this. Some people would think, oh, we are enjoying it, but 11 days out of 365 days, Dr. Bati does not count it for me. We made a proposal to the federal government of Nigeria even before the removal of subsidy. I will share the article with you on what we can actually do. Subsidy in the transport sector that does not enhance productivity, that is not transparent, will not in any way and form move this economy forward or add value to Nigeria and Nigerians. And what was the simple proposal? We actually know that the very major cost that is affected by the removal of petroleum is its transport cost. Transport costs affect all costs across all lines. And what did we suggest to the federal government? Nigeria has 774 local government areas based on landmass. Very simple. In every local government area, provide at least 20 articulated 18-seater buses. From the savings from subsidy, we know that the removal of subsidy will have saved Nigeria, if transparently applied, nothing less than 18 trillion annually. Simple things done simply. Provide 20 80-seater articulated buses under a PPP arrangement, 4 haulage trucks and 4 coastal in every local government area. trucks that are metered. You can work with the GIGCs, the Chiscos, and the registered transport companies. What is the arrangement? This will create nothing less than 1 million jobs. Get the companies like 8mnnths and other companies that are operating in Nigeria to assemble most of these buses. You cannot import it because it will put pressure on our foreign reserve. The arrangement is very simple. Nigerians will use those buses at subsidized rate. But a subsidized rate that is properly regulated. You will register with your name. You will have a card. The buses are metered in such a very transparent form. And what would this do for us? For you to participate in enjoying this, you must have your name. You must have your tax identification number. These things will even help us to enlarge the tax net. Transparently done. We will have over 25,000 buses and articulated vehicles applying across Nigeria. Government will have a transparent arrangement on this. It will create job. The monies you invested in this will also be returned back over a period of time.
If you're just joining us, this is still Nation Voice Tower. Now, that was Dr. Nemeka there. He was very, very perfect trying to explain it. I think that is a more feasible and a more preferable solution to prefer to the Bola Tinubu government. Because if you just come up in your seat, make armchair decisions and tell transport companies, private transport companies, to slash transportation fare, that seems like comedy to me. You know why? Because they wouldn't do it. In fact, those in the Ministry of Transport would use that strategy or that platform to launder money. Obviously, it's happening. People transiting from Lagos to Abuja, people transiting from Kano State to Calabar, Akwa Ibom State down to Delta State are complaining. When you go on air, when you go online, you see lots of videos, people fighting each other, drivers fighting passengers because of the transport fare slash. Okay, does that mean these drivers are not in Nigeria? No, but because the government failed to act or have been acting as if they don't know the hike in fuel pump price. How do you expect the driver to fuel his car when you're trying to slash transport? Okay, it is not feasible. So what Dr. Nemeka is saying seems to be the best opinion, but it was never followed. Let's not talk much on that. Finally, there has been somebody who was respected before, or like before now in Nigeria, whose respect dropped because of his support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Professor Wole Soyinka has been someone who has reiterated his support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, reasons best known to him. But I have a video that has Wole Soyinka visit the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In this video, although in this video he had an interview after the visit, he was like he had warned Bola Tinubu not to run for presidency. All right, but Bola Tinubu, being a stubborn man, according to Wole Soyinka, finally ran for presidency, and here he is. All right, so there is a statement he made in this. Okay, he said he wouldn't give his appraisal on the administration so far in few months, but he will give his own appraisal after 1 year of Bola Tinubu in office. That means he has something to say about this government, just like Asari Dokubo, who once supported Bola Tinubu and is now talking against the government. Okay, so I feel Wole Soyinka will tell us something very, very mind-breaking after a year of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Please stay tuned for the brief interview of Professor Wole Soyinka.
My first visit. Well, actually, it's an embarrassing visit because when I visited him the last time, it was to try and persuade him not to run for office. I think I've written about that. I told Atiku and himself that they should please leave the grounds for young people. That was the last time we met about 5 years ago. And I call him secretly Olori Kunkun, a stubborn man. So he ignored my advice completely. So I came to see how he was doing after neglecting my advice. Wanted to see if both he and his wife were weathering Nigeria as well as can be expected, and to wish them a happy Christmas. He's an old friend, as you know very well. And it was as a friend that I told him, don't run, leave this thing alone. But he ignored me.
Now that he has decided to run, like Olori Kunkun you called him, are you convinced otherwise now?
Well, you know, something you may have noticed about me, that most heads of state, when they take office, I always leave them alone for about the first year. I don't know if you've seen that, if you've noticed that. because they need, I know when they come in, then they don't start from ground zero. They often start even lower than ground zero, and they have to make up. So I have this personal policy, whether it's Obasanjo or Buhari or Jonathan, you'll notice that during the first year, I hardly ever say anything. And then people will ask me, why are you not talking? I say, go and ask the last person whether I spoke during the first year. So I'm adopting the same principle this year. At the end of 1 year, ask me that question.
So what
again.
would you like to see him do in the next?
That's very simple. I came here with a 7-point agenda, and we had a very thorough discussion.
Yeah. That is the situation, all right? That's the situation on ground. Yes, there is an adage that says the chameleon once said, I would never change my forefathers' style of movement or locomotion because the bush is on fire. But, I think we can turn that proverb upside down. We can turn that adage upside down. Now, you know how we'll say it? We'll say it in this way. Maybe the chameleon has learned to run fast because the bush is on fire. Yes, that is how it should be. So Wole Soyinka is one person I'm expecting to give a very, very negative appraisal of this government after a year. I'll wait for him after a year and I will listen and keenly watch and pay attention to what he has to say. Of course, I will share it with you, my lovely viewers, and of course his appraisal might not be positive. Thank you so much for staying this far. Don't forget to like our videos, share them. Please drop a comment for us in the comment section. If you've been watching me and you've been watching me late, tap the notification bell as well as the subscribe button so that you'll be able to keep up tabs with me when I'm giving you updates. See you next time. From me is Merry Christmas. Bye.